Well, thanks for sticking around for a late night here. First off, just want to say thank you to our students. Said 6,000 students tonight, most since 2021, which is really cool. We're going to continue to need it. Those 6,000, hopefully bring a friend and continue to grow that. That's huge. I'm super grateful for that. We had 9 first-time starters tonight. 14 true freshmen played. And then John Cannon hit the 53-yarder, third longest in program history. Pretty cool for John. Testament to his process and the offseason he had. That one, our coaches got confidence in him, but 2, just testament to his work. And he's had a tough week and a half here. He's been dealing with some stuff, and I'm super proud of him. That was a really cool moment. Overall, I just told our team, it's great to get a win. It's great to be 1-0. You're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to win it by a lot. So I'm glad we did. At this point, I told them there's 2 ways to look at it. There's a winning way and a losing way. The winning way is that you go and you look at it and you're super, super critical of it. Super critical of every fine detail that went into that. And you truly are hard on your players in the win, in the sense that there's so much to clean up. The losing way would be like, man, we're 1-0. Let's roll. This is the greatest night of our lives. And I think we are at a place in our program where I don't think we'll handle it that way. Credit to Bethune. Those kids play hard. And they're in the same boat that we are in terms of year 2 of a program, trying to build a program. And so I know what they're going through. The one thing I'm really, really proud of, and I told our guys, I thought we played really, really hard. I thought that our guys came out, flew around on both sides of the ball. I thought defensively, first 6 drives, we gave up 9 yards, and I thought we flew around with an intent, a violent intent. Got our hands on balls. We stopped the run. We took the air out of it in the pass game. Exactly what we wanted to do. Got off the field on 3rd down. I thought it was really impressive, especially in the first half there. The offensively, thought we played really hard. I thought you saw some miscues, a little bit off here, a little bit off here in the pass game. So sloppy at times in that regard. But I thought we played really hard. I think for as many guys, especially at the skill spots that played for the first time, there's going to be a lot to teach off of offensively, which is really good. You want it to be that way. You want to leave some out there to where there's some to teach off of. A bunch of young guys played in the second half. It'll be fun to watch to see how those guys did, because we'll make some decisions off of this one to see who we want to keep rolling with and who isn't quite ready for that as we move forward. Other than that, I thought, like I said, the effort, the energy was really, really good. I was excited about that. Got a lot of guys involved, which is awesome. And like I said, super grateful to our students. Appreciate our fans that came out. We're going to need it. We're going to need it all season long, and it's certainly awesome when you got a good crowd. So grateful to them. Questions?
Could you speak to how Byrum performed tonight in limited work?
Yeah, I thought Byrum is Byrum. Led really well, really poised, really under control. He would tell you there's 2 passes he would want back. He'd want the one to Sean that was a little bit behind him on that P and 10. We tried to get the drive started by pushing it vertically a little bit, and he would tell you he'd want the deep one to Michael Brown-Stevens back, put a little bit more air on it. But I thought pulled it when he should have pulled it, scrambled around to try to create. Thought he was really efficient in the RPO game. I thought his timing and ball placement outside of those 2 throws was really good. You could tell we kept it relatively simple tonight, and we wanted him to get his feet in the ground, get comfortable, and I thought he did that. So I thought he did a really solid job. rushed for 74. The most impressive play was the one in the 2-minute drill where we needed a setup play to go kick the field goal, and they dropped everybody, and there was really nowhere to go. We made a fast decision to pull it down, made a fast decision to get as much as he could to set up the field goal to get out of bounds. Like, that situational awareness is elite for a quarterback, and so I was impressed. I think he would tell you the same. Left the 2 throws out there, but other than that, I thought his eyes were right, feet were good, and you could see he's really comfortable right now.
Coach, any update on Schuler?
No, we'll have to scan it. It was on that pick. It's a knee deal. We just talked about just bringing positive energy to Shu, and hopefully it's not a serious deal. Man, it stinks because you talk about dudes that have bought in and changed within our program. That's one. Man, voted a captain for the game, like everything. His offseason was awesome, and he's really the leader over there right now. And so if it's not good, we'll deal with it. If it is, we'll deal with that. But I thought Pet did a great job hopping in there and didn't miss a beat there, but won't know, I would imagine, tomorrow late afternoon.
How'd you like how you did in situations in red zone? I know you had one you didn't get. You had others you did get.
Yeah. Well, the one we did get, and then they said we didn't get. Well, it was signaled to first down. The sticks were dropped, and they were changed to first down on the markers, and so the assumption would be it's a first down. I asked to go to replay. We had run a play on the first down, and then they went back and said that it was actually fourth down, and then they went to Dallas with it, to Brian Platt, and they said that it was actually fourth down, regardless of what the stick said, which didn't make any sense, which then after halftime got an official apology on it. So, yeah, it is what it is, but we were, I guess, 6 for 7 in theory in the red zone. Third down wise, we were 8 for 12 with our starters in there, which there was a little bit left out there. I thought it took us a second to adjust to what they were doing on third down. I thought we could have adjusted quicker, but we were okay, as we should be. We got to continue to grow there. And then when we, if you're looking for something negative, I thought when we put the other guys in, I thought offensively we couldn't really get it going. And we put Bryce in there with our starters, and he went 1 and out with the touchdown to Michael Brown-Stevens, and then we subbed some other guys in there. We wanted to get guys that we know are going to play for us, and then we kind of were just blah there with that crew, and that's where we got to grow is continue to develop that depth. It was good to get guys in there that hadn't played much, so that they can learn and grow too. But I thought situational football we were okay. Defensively, I thought we were lights out.
So should have been a first down? That whole sequence is entirely confusing.
It was a first down.
So it should have been first down.
No, it was a first down. Sticks dropped, switched to first down. We ran a first down play, and then they said that was actually fourth down.
They just lost track of the play, and then they reviewed it and said, no, we were wrong. Sorry.
Well, they went to the call center or to the replay center just through audio, and said that it was fourth down at that time. It wasn't until after halftime that we got an apology on it. I would like to say it happens, but I've never seen it happen. So
you and the coaching staff always talk about forget what happened in the previous play, flush it, get on with it. They even pass interference next play and tackle for loss. Again, I love that sequence, how what he did and develop the next play.
Yeah, I thought just in general, it was the last thing I talked about last night with our team. We had a really cool long team meeting last night, and then hit on it again today with them. it's like the last phase of us being ready to play is just truly having a next play mentality. We haven't really spent a bunch of time on that in terms of hammering that home, but that's what you have to do in this game is have a true next play mentality. Each play is independent of itself. Us as coaches sequence things and use one thing to set up another, but for the guys out on the field, you got to play each play independent of itself. And it's like you said, Tab talked Abdur-Rahmaan Yaseen. Man, there was left one out there. I said, dude, we're gonna come right back to you, man. Like just play the next play as hard as you can with the right technique and the right fundamentals. I think elite programs, that's what guys are used to. It's like you wipe the last play and you keep moving and you keep moving and you keep moving. And I think at times we've been that, at times we haven't. I thought tonight the guys did a really solid job with that. Again, I think it's easy when you're up and you're up early and things are going really well. I think it's easy to do that because you're like, man, like you don't feel like each play is as valuable when you get up early and then you're just trying to execute. And that was, I think, a challenge to us was, man, like keep your foot on the gas until we don't keep our foot on the gas. But I thought for the most part they did a really solid job there.
How pleased you were with Kelley Joiner in training camp, and what did you think about what he did in the first game?
Yeah, the first thing my little man Bear on the field said, he's like, man, Kelley Joiner went off, huh? And Kelley doesn't ever dap Bear up, so Bear was looking for something to hate on Kelley about. But tonight Kelley dapped him up. I said it before with Kelley. I thought Kelley a year ago when we moved him to the slot in the spring out of just pure necessity, I think we did him a disservice. I felt as we got going in the season, I felt terrible about it because when he came back and it took him a minute to get back into the groove of the running back room and then got the turf toe, which kept him out for a while. I just never felt like Kelley got in a groove. I thought from spring through fall camp, Kelley was consistent every single day, and you saw that today. I thought he was consistent tonight. I thought really comfortable tonight. It was really good to see him play behind his pads, did a really solid job in pass pro, got to finish some runs, 2 touchdowns. I was really impressed. We're going to need Kelley for the long haul, and I thought he did a really solid job. I'm proud of him. But it was a reflection of what his camp was. It was a reflection of what spring was like for him. And Kelley right now is the best version of him, which you certainly are going to need.
The first freshman to play on defense was Jari Grant. Kind of a surprise. You got Cheney out, Vaughn out. How impressed were you, true freshman coming in? 6 tackles, tackle for the loss.
Yeah, I thought he was in the perfect place. He plays nose guard, and it was like the perfect spot. There was a lot going on in between the tackles against that until that against that team, which is right up his alley. He's worked really hard all summer. It'll be interesting to see. Really, Jahari's a good example, but all these freshmen, first week of school, now it's going to start getting real for them. Now they got to get on an airplane and all of the stuff that goes with the grind of what a football season is. It was really good to have some positive with Jahari. It was really good to have some positive with a handful of those guys that now they can build off of it. But yeah, awesome for him, man. And especially in the second half where they were able to scrap it up in there, and it was really good to see him get out. Physical dude, run stuffing type of game is his deal.
You got 14 true freshmen in tonight?
That was according to Ryan Segrist. Don't quote me on that. I would fact check that, though.
Battle of the trenches tonight. It allowed you to establish the run and shut off the run on the other side. That was big boy football, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think defensively that was the biggest thing we said going into it was you want to make them one-dimensional, and we felt like our matchups on the outside were going to be where we wanted to go. We thought if we could stop the run and make them throw it, you could see we played really tight coverage tonight. We were going to make them try to beat us over top. We weren't going to give any quick game up, and I thought defensively did a really, really good job. Offensively, 46 for 231. Obviously, it was efficient. Did a good job of using the run game, set up the play action pass game. So I thought, yes.
Series, 4th and did you contemplate going for it?
You know what? I did contemplate it. But I'm trying to grow. I thought it was too early in the game. I thought it was too early. We were on our own side of our field. I didn't want to set us up for something stupid to happen just to go. I felt confident that we could go get it, but punted it. I mean, those punters did a great job tonight, man. I thought both Stokes and Pierce punted the heck out of the ball. But got the ball right back, went down the field and scored, so I did contemplate it, yes.
Coach, you talked about defense playing lights out. You had a lot of guys on that side of the ball return. It just seems like they fed off the momentum once you got up, and there's nothing that Bethune could do. It just seemed that it was tackles for losses everywhere. You had guys flying around, and they really seemed to feed off what was going on early in the game, and they didn't let up.
Yeah, I thought defensively they played really, really hard. I thought we played really hard as a team. I thought the defense, the challenge was fly around just relentlessly, man. Like it was awesome to watch. It was fun, man. Like take that gold helmet and put it through everybody's chest. Like that's literally all I wanted to see. That's all T.O. wanted to see. Those guys did that. It was impressive. I was really proud of that group. And it's an older group. Even though there's some new guys in there, it's an older group. They're a confident group right now, which is what we need. And it was certainly fun to watch.
Coach, you'll talk about this a lot in the coming days, but now you turn the page and move on to a big challenge. Speak about what's important about what you got to get ready for these guys. Guys getting on a plane for the first time, the whole thing about how you want the week to go.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Joey. Like the winning and the losing aspects of what winning programs do, what losing programs do. I challenged our guys that if we are a winning football program and we got a ton of winners in there, we're going to enjoy it tonight. We'll clean it up tomorrow. We're going to come in. And I told the guys, if you're a guy who, when you watch the film, it looked exactly like what you wanted to look like, then the challenge to you is to repeat your process, the same process you had last week. If the film doesn't look like what you wanted it to look like, then you got to fix your process. Players, coaches, exactly the same. And if we can all have our process right, we'll have a chance to go be successful next week. If our process isn't right, then we won't have a chance to be successful. And against really good football teams, that gets exposed one way or the other. And it'll be a really, really awesome challenge. Obviously new staff, they played tonight, same time we did, played Western Kentucky, which is going to be a really good film for us to study. But really good football team, has been really, really good for a really long time. And that's the same challenge for us. We're building towards that. I think and there's several of our guys sitting in here, I told them that's one of the better teams in the entire country. I think if we play to our potential and we get our process how it needs to be and we continue to grow and get better, we'll have a chance to go win that football game. But if any part of that doesn't go right, then we'll leave doubt and we won't. But I'm excited. I know our guys, by the time we get to Friday when we get on that plane to Birmingham, they'll be ready to roll. It'll be fun.
Hi, Coach. You guys utilized the running game a lot this game. Is that something that just worked out this game, or is that something you're trying to use in further games, especially going against Alabama next week?
Yeah, I think we've always started everything with the run game. That's where everything starts for us, and we'll certainly continue to try to run the football to the best of our ability. I think every game is independent of itself, and we'll find where we feel like the holes are in the defense and the matchups, and be certain games where we'll feel like we need to throw it more to give ourselves a chance to win, but everything starts for us with the run game.
Offense, defense, and special teams, a good victory tonight at home, just to set the standard and the tone for the season. Tell us a little bit about special teams, what you'd like to see going forward.
You want consistent effort on every single unit. You know, for us going into this game, the biggest emphasis special teams-wise was you're going to start the season off one way or the other with a special teams play, set the tone for the entire season, whether it's kickoff or kickoff return. The other part of it was we want consistency in terms of technique, effort, And I think we got that tonight. I told the guys last night, I told them again today, elite teams play elite special teams. That's where you see it, because that's where you see your depth. That's where you see your detail. And I thought we did a really, really solid job. Thought we punted well, certainly kicked off well. It's awesome to see Jaquan Smith go and make a tackle inside the 15-yard line there on the kickoff. I thought it was really, really solid. Again, you're at home. It's week 1. It's easy. As you go through the season, that's where you test your depth on teams. And right now, we're, knock on wood, relatively healthy to where you can not have to use just a ton of starters on a ton of the units. Whereas you go through the season, you're going to have to rely on some starters, and we got a bunch of starters that have bought into playing on teams, and it's been awesome to watch. So, but that's a sign of elite football teams is your special teams, and I thought tonight was a really good start for that. Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah. Guys, Coke Zero, title sponsor. There you go.
Appreciate you, Bob. Thank you. All right, Kelley Joiner, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What's going on?
Coach said he kind of did you a disservice last season, kind of putting you onto the slot, but there was just no bodies at that point when he did that. How comfortable did you feel kind of going back to the natural position, being able to be year 2 into the same position in this offense?
I always feel comfortable because, the coaching staff preach consistency and process-driven. You stack days in practice, you work on your craft. It gives you the ability to go out there and feel comfortable every game.
Been on the opposite side of a lot of these season openers. Right. How gratifying is this one?
It always feels good to go out and get a win, especially, it's my last season. I always remember this game. But, yeah, we worked all spring, all camp for this moment, and it don't feel good enough, to do it with these group of guys that we did it with.
This was your 6th season opener, right?
Jeez. Yeah, see, every time somebody remind me of 6 years, I look back and it's crazy. I didn't plan to be here 6 years, of course, but
90s.
Yeah, I was 99.
A lot of things go against you with injuries or position changes, and a lot of just starting and stopping. It looks like, according to Coach, that you've had a great camp. You got your mind right. You had a great first game. Do you feel like things are finally moving in your direction?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you work hard, and you just, you wait your time, you pray about it, things will fall in place, Like you said, I waited a long time for this, and then, it feels good to go out there and do it with a group of guys.
3 runbacks with a touchdown tonight. What does that mean when you get taken out of the game, somebody else goes in, that there's no considerable drop-off?
Like I said, you could pick your poison with the running backs we got. And Naquan, he did his job tonight. He got in the end zone. TK, he did his job. He got in the end zone. And myself and Byrum. When we run the ball like that and we stack days in practice, we should win a lot of games this year.
Talk about getting nervous before the game. Yeah. If you don't get nervous before the game, you're not ready to play, right?
You're not ready to play. I get nervous before every game. It usually don't start until the coin toss. I sit there and try to get my things together, and by the end of the first play, those butterflies go away. You're just out there playing.
Face that 800-pound elephant next week. You celebrate this one before you get ready for that.
Till the night is over. You wake up, you watch film, you get better, and we got all week to prepare for Alabama, so I can't wait.
What's the biggest thing that you learned last year, whether it was the game against Alabama or the preparation the week leading up to it, that is going to help you for this game coming up next Saturday?
If you don't do it in practice, it won't happen in the game. And we push that. You practice hard and you work on your craft, things will fall in place. Just stay patient. And work on yourself.
You said these are games that you guys expect to win. You've been around the program a while. You've been through some of the ones on the other side of it. Where's the confidence level with this team at? We're not in the locker room with you. We're not with you after every single practice. Does this team come in with a different kind of confidence than you've seen?
We always confident, but this game could have been a lot better. But we played hard. There's always room for improvement. Like I said, we got all week next week to prepare and watch this film and get better and learn from our mistakes. So I feel like we go in every game confident.
Thank you, Kelley.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Back.
I think we played pretty well. Yeah, would have liked to throw a no-hitter, but we gave up 3. But, yeah, I think we played pretty well overall.
What impressed you the most, any aspect of how you guys went out there and did it?
Just 14 or not, I don't know how many young guys played, but just seeing them boys get out there and not really have too many drop-offs, seeing them go out there, play hard, run fast, hit hard, stuff like that. It was really good to see.
Schuler goes down, Jamie Petway comes in. How difficult was that kind of switch of emotion? New guy kind of with the helmet communication. What was that kind of transition like for you guys?
There's no drop-off. I mean, as far as the helmet communication, we work on stuff like that in practice, and we talk about that stuff. And obviously it's new, but we were prepared for that, for situations like that. And, yeah, there's no drop-off between those two guys. Petway works really hard. He comes into work every day, same as Schuler does. And I'm glad he got the chance to get out there and showcase, who he is as a player.
You guys were kind of spotty last year, inconsistent. How important was it to go out tonight and set a tone?
Very important. I mean, whether it's the first game or the last game, you always want to go out there and you always want to play hard. You always want to set the tone and, just go out there and show people what we worked for in the off season and just how consistent we are with preparing for games.
I'm going to follow up on that a little bit. You look at the last 2 games you played, you're giving up an average of 1.5 points a game. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's impressive. Again, like our goal as a defense is to go out there and throw a no-hitter. We don't want anybody to get in the end zone on us, especially not in the run game. So that's just something we take pride of as a defense. Like Coach Golesh said, just making people one-dimensional and stuff like that.
Going to Alabama, but it's a team you held to 17 points last year. Got to give you some confidence, right?
I mean, yeah, but again, the confidence is going to come from how we prepare and the things that we've done together as a team in the off season, and just how together we are. That's where the confidence is going to come from. Just like Kelley said, wake up tomorrow, go get film, go get better, and just prepare.
The process.
All about the process, baby.
A similar question I asked Kelley about, if there was anything that you learned from the preparation last year before you played Alabama and actually playing them, but also, is it unique to that game because it's such a high-profile game, or is you got to keep it in perspective of like, hey, just prepare just like any other game?
You got to keep it in perspective of just preparing like any other game. You can't go out there and put teams on pedestals, and you can't go out there and undermine teams as well. You got to go in there and prepare like every game is your last game. Prepare like every single game is an Alabama game. You know what I'm saying? You want to go in there just like that, and things will fall into place.
That being said, this is a massive opportunity. A lot of people would notice if you're successful next week. What's the level of excitement this coming week with having that opportunity and just preparing for that sort of thing?
Super excited. Something Rev told us while we were eating down at dinner. He was just like, it's the biggest game because it's the next game. That's just the mindset we're going into it. Like, we're not looking at it as any different than tonight. We just want to go in, be process-driven, prepare as best as we can, and go out there and showcase who we are as a team.
You feel like you were kind of taking the life out of that offense with every tackle for loss, every interception. It just seemed like it was a beatdown, and they could never come back.
Again, just nullifying the run game. That's what we want to do as a defense. That's one of the keys to the game, and that's going to be one of the keys to the game every single game. You nullify the run game and you make teams one-dimensional. It can be pretty hard to do something next as an offense. It makes them very predictable. So as a defense, that's what we want to do. We want to smother them, nullify them in the run game, and we'll just go from there.
I know you wanted to go no-hitter, but you didn't allow a touchdown, so if you give 3? Is that like a loop single? I mean, can you take any satisfaction?
Nah, those are points. Those are real points. We want that to be a goose egg up there.
73 yards tonight in his debut for the Bulls.
How gratifying is it for you to have some production as you get into a new situation?
Oh man, it's great. You know, I've been able to transition to the offense and obviously the team very well. So it's exciting. I mean, there's more to come. Obviously, you know, we got some great opponents on the schedule, and you know, next one up now. So that game's over. Got to watch the film, put it to rest, and keep moving forward.
The biggest thing you've learned about Byrum Brown since your time of stepping on campus to tonight?
Well, really, when you watch him in practice, it doesn't really do justice because he's a different guy in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like in terms of his athletic ability, being able to extend plays, whether he's rolling out on what we call, you know, tags, like screens on the perimeter, he's able to still get the ball out there to us. So we got to stay alive for us. So it's incredible just be able to see his athletic ability on you know, full display like that.
Obviously, first touchdown out the gate, guy tries to tackle him, he eludes it, score. I mean, to have that ability from a quarterback, does that just kind of make everybody else better?
Yeah, no doubt. It makes the game a lot easier for us because we're going to see more, you know, single high coverage. They're going to load the box to try to keep him there and probably, you know, QB spy him, you know, going forward, stuff like that. So, you know, when you have a guy that's mobile like that, you know, and able to extend plays, it just makes it a lot easier for us and gives us more opportunities.
I know you got a 12-game schedule, but is there still something special about that opening game of the season?
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, it's, you know, it really is kind of, you kind of get to really dust off your shoulders a little bit and you know, really kind of get a full display of what you've been working for all off season. You know what I mean? So I think it's we got a lot to learn. Obviously, we didn't play a perfect game, so still got a lot of things to improve and a lot of things to work on.
The best, you got to play the best. You're going to Alabama next week. That's taking on the best. How important would that be to win that game?
Man, it's huge. You know, obviously, you know, no Nick Saban, but Alabama is still up there. So, you know, I have some personal things with, you know, some of the guys there, but you know, looking forward to it. It's going to be a test for our offense, test for our team, obviously, and man, I can't wait. I got a coach there who recruited me out of high school, but you know, that's all.
In your former stop in the Big Ten, you know, you had Michigan, Ohio State, people like that, which, you know, those are maybe the equivalent of Alabama in that part of the country. When you play these, you know, blue blood, iconic programs, what's the most important thing in terms of preparation? What to do, what not to do to be as successful as you can?
Well, man, I think it's the same. I think you kind of have to approach everybody the same, and you know, you can't get too high, can't get too low, you can't overlook anybody, you can't underlook anybody. So I think, you know, especially from me personally, like, you know, I'm going to watch a lot of film and, you know, study the same way I would anybody else. But it's definitely, you know, it's definitely one of those games that you circle on the schedule because, you know, everybody's watching. You know, it's going to be a packed house, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm kind of used to that. You know, Big Ten play, you kind of get packed house every week. So, you know, looking forward to it.
What's the reality from a player standpoint of, you know, maybe fans might think, my gosh, 90,000, whatever, that must be just intimidating, or man, I can't wait to get out there and show out in front of that crowd. I mean, you know, what you have to be wary of, and then how exciting it is to be in that sort of atmosphere.
I think it just depends on the person. I think, you know, for me, I like, you know, when people doubt me, you know what I mean? So I take it as a challenge. I look forward to it. You know, I want to prove people wrong. So that's kind of how I approach it. You know what I mean? If people booing me, then, hey, you know, I use it as fuel. So.
Transition to this school, you know, you see they put up over 400 points last year, and you kind of see, like, all right, where do I fit into the mix? And then you have your first game tonight. But how exciting is that to realize, like, hey, I can add a different element to what we've seen last year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that stuff is cool, but I mean, I'm here to help win games, and that's what's really most important. But no, it's exciting. That's one of the reasons why I came down here. I seen the opportunity. I watched the tape, stuff like that. So I did my homework basically. So.
How did it feel just first night under the lights as a Bulldog to you?
Felt great. It finally felt good to play somebody else. Because we've been playing our defense all spring. All fall, pretty much in camp, stuff like that. So, just having a chance to go against somebody else was pretty good.
Thank you. All right, Byrum. Byrum Brown opens the scoring half with a 42-yard touchdown run.
What's going on?
So Byrum, on the play that led to the 53-yard field goal at the end of the first half, when you ran, you're running. Are you looking at the clock? How do you do that? Save the time.
Yeah, I knew we were trying to get in field goal range, so I was running, looking at the clock, making sure that I could go out of bounds. If not, I was going to try to score, but I saw the clock was at 4 and then stepped out at 3, so give John Cannon a shot to go make a field goal, and he nailed it straight to the upright, so I was very happy to see that.
What's it like you get the ball, and I don't know, typically maybe they just fall on it and let's go in the half, and you guys got points out of that situation. Is that pretty cool?
Oh, yes, sir. We're always trying to score points, touchdowns, and then, but most of all, in with the kick. So it's just getting down there and letting the field goal unit go out there and execute. That was what we wanted.
Brown, you guys did what you guys woke up this morning to do, win a football game. Talk a little bit about it as it gives you momentum going into Alabama.
We woke up this morning and just the word was execute, and we just executed on all cylinders. We left a lot out there for sure, so we'll get in the film room tomorrow and clean that up. But we're gonna enjoy this one today and take it in the next week.
How important is it to have all those 3 running backs being able to get into the end zone tonight, give them some confidence to start the season?
Man, that's a great group. That's a tight-knit group. They all like brothers. Like, they always arguing, having fun, and meetings, all that. So just seeing all them get in the box, and it was a blessing to see, and they deserve it all. And the O-line did a tremendous job opening up holes and having them run through it. So they did a great job.
One of the best things for a quarterback is having a running game, because they just can't come after you play after play. How important was it to get that running game going?
I think it was very important. I mean, that's a huge part of our offense, along with passing. So just being able to emphasize that week 1 and give everyone confidence. O-line, tight ends, running backs, everybody confidence is just very huge.
The offensive line and the running backs pretty much let you sit there and go through your progressions. Pretty much didn't get hit all night there, did you?
Yes, sir. They did a tremendous job.
You have a variety of receivers to throw to, but the guy that just spoke before you, Yaseen, he came up pretty big for you tonight. What about what he's added to the group and how you like working with him?
My guy, Abdur-Rahmaan Yaseen. He's comes in the facility every single day with a veteran mindset. He's looking to get better, looking to win. That's one of the, man, I don't even know what to say. He's just about business all the time, and I truly enjoy that about him, and I can talk to him about pretty much anything, and he brings like that reality check to you. So he had a great first game, and I'm looking for him to have a even better one next game and keep building and as he continues to grow more confident and comfortable in this offense.
How big a weapon can and I don't even like to call it the hurry up, but the rhythm offense, how big a weapon can that become? Because obviously it was tonight.
That's a weapon because, we're in shape for it, and it's really hard to prepare for it, especially with 1 week. So it's going to be used to our advantage, and we're going to continue to try to get even faster.
What do you think about the challenge of the coming week and the platform that you guys have to go up and play one of the best-known teams in the country and go see if you can be successful?
We're going to focus on us this week and get our process right and go out there on Saturday and do what we know what to do. And whatever the outcome is, but we're going to get our process right this week and be ready to compete.
Process is like one of the big things that Coach Golesh has been talking about since day one. You stepped on campus, and seems like more and more guys, they step up to that podium and they echo those sentiments, talk about the process. Do you feel like more guys are like, it's like second nature to them after now it's the second year with Coach Golesh?
Oh, yes, sir. I think we're buying in like nothing. So we're just completely bought into the process, and we've seen that when our process is right, the outcome is what we want. So that's why we're going to focus on us in a circle and focus on our process.
This is right after the game, but how would you grade your performance tonight?
I'd probably say B. Obviously a lot to do better. Missed a couple throws, but it's football. Felt like I bounced back well, and obviously the team had my back. And then seeing Bryce go out there and get his first one, I was very excited for that. I'd probably say a B.
First series, did you walk over and say, Coach, we can get this? Don't punt?
What do you mean?
And,
Oh, yeah.
Tell him we'll get this. Just go for it.
I would love to go for it, but Coach Golesh, he did the right thing and punted it, so that's what he decided to do. Thank you. Go Bulls.
Thanks, everybody.